82-year-old grandmother was arrested for a $77 trash bill. You will say, nowhere in the hell. Put up the picture full mass of this victim. It's a damn shame. This was in Alabama. The woman you're looking at was arrested for a $77 trash bill. One of the officers who came to arrest this beautiful soul, Miss Martha Menefield, an 82-year-old black woman. Cop comes to arrest her for failure to pay a $77 trash bill. He told her not to cry. He tapped her on the back as she was already in handcuffs. "Don't cry, Miss Martha," she recalled him saying. He kind of whispered it to me, "Don't cry. Let me tell you something. If I was a cop, and believe me, I never would be, but if I was a cop and I had an order to go and arrest an 82-year-old woman for a $77 trash violation, not paying a bill, that would be the day I took that damn uniform off." And listen, you cannot love a job so much that you're willing to sell your soul in order to clock in. Let me give you more background. When the officer told her not to cry, Ms. Menefield looked back at him and said this: "How would you feel if they came and arrested your grandmother?" She asked the officer. He did not respond. When two officers pulled up outside her Valley, Alabama home on Sunday, this grandmother did not know why they were present. The officers, one white, one black, got out of the car, approached her home, and one of them stated they were there to arrest her for failure to pay the trash bill. What did she do? What did this grandmother do? She laughed. She thought it was a joke. She thought somebody was pranking her. This can't be real. We're in America. It's $77. Okay, obviously you're playing. Ms. Menefield just laughed. She genuinely thought the officer was joking. He didn't budge. "You're not kidding," she recalled asking him. He wasn't. He was there to arrest her for failure to pay $77.80. She thought the bill had already been paid. She said Thursday afternoon, sitting on her front porch's rocking chair, but they said it hadn't. Ms. Menefield said the officers told her they would have to place her in handcuffs. She put her hands behind her back. "The front will do," they told her. Ms. Menefield slowed as she told the story. She held her arms out in front of her. "And the cuffs," she said, her eyes swollen with tears, "they're so heavy." On Tuesday, the chief of police, Mike Reynolds, defended the arrest. Put up this SOB. He defended the arrest in a post on the city's Facebook account. The chief stated city code enforcement officers issued a citation August 2022 for non-payments for the months of June, July, and August. And that prior to the citation, they tried to contact Ms. Menefield several times via the phone and in person. In the post, he also claimed when contact could not be made, a door hanger was left to explain the reason of their visit, had contact info for her to use. Wow. He said further, the citation advised this grandmother, okay, to appear in court on September 7th, 2022. A warrant for failure to pay trash was issued when she did not appear in court. The chief also argued, while officers can use discretionary judgment on certain matters, executing an arrest warrant signed by a magistrate judge is not one of them. I'd be damned. I know a couple of cops would not have served that warrant. They're good people. Better than you, chief. It's a grandmother, $77, okay? There's more. On Thursday, Ms. Menefield said she never received any of this. She never received any notice to appear, never was told to go to court. She said that her trash bill had not been paid. Her trash should have simply been taken and her pickup suspended. But arresting her, she said, was unjust and unnecessary. We concur, madam. Menefield said she wasn't in the Valley jail for long, but believes she should have never been there to begin with. I was in a little cage-like thing at the police station, she said. And I said, y'all put me in this cage? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Let's go to the mayor. Valley Mayor Leonard Riley. Martha is one of at least 24 residents arrested over unpaid garbage fees. They've become targets of a process that has criminalized debt in the city, which contracts its solid waste services to a private company. So far, city officials have been largely silent on the matter, with the exception of the chief's statement defending the actions of the cops. Why are these people going to jail? Because of a private damn company. This is to enforce compliance by any means necessary to increase the bottom line, to have more money in the budget, to take care of a private enterprise at the expense of the same people who pay your salary, chief. She pays your salary, sir. She's a homeowner, taxpayer, a grandmother, a human being. Let me give you details on the other arrests that have been happening in this jurisdiction. A review of court documents revealed that individuals arrested over unpaid trash fees in Chambers County are often people facing financial difficulties, people of color, or people with disabilities. That's who they're locking up. Some residents, records show, have been arrested repeatedly, and most charged criminally with failing to pay a trash bill. They end up paying hundreds in court costs and fees in addition to the bills themselves. What are you looking at? Let me remind you, remember Ferguson? They did the same thing at Ferguson. They would constantly hit the community with these ridiculous charges. As a matter of fact, when all of that went down in Ferguson, eventually a new judge got elected. What did that new judge do? That new judge, actually appointed by council, suspended all of those ridiculous citations. Money, bias, greed, racism, bigotry, all intersecting at the same time in this small community. Jackson, thoughts here?
Well, this just goes to show the predatory nature of unchecked power, because obviously this woman, as well as the others mentioned who typically suffer from this, people with disabilities, people of color, or just people who are down on their luck, can't afford to, pay the legal costs that are going to come from this. So you just end up in a perpetual cycle where you're really just subjugated. Versus someone like Sam Bankman-Fried, who's still free and even being paraded like, he went from being paraded as a super genius to the guy with the FTX, all the fraud in the crypto markets. At first he was a super genius. Now he's just being, he's just dumb. He just misplaced billions of dollars. You know how that is. You know how easy it is to accidentally do that. The guy literally created FTX as a front to fund his hedge fund because he couldn't get, corporate funding for it. People don't want to put money into a hedge fund ran by a bunch of 20-something-year-olds. So he just arbitrarily stole billions of dollars, and this man's free. But a woman who owes $77 for a utility, she's being carted off to jail. So it's just a disparity in the system painted for you beautifully right there.
Well said.